Hello everybody and welcome to today's math script. This is Tony the tutor here with another word problem for you guys. So the problem reads, one of your friends is heading north for a holiday and the other friend heads south. Their destinies are 1,029 miles apart and one car is traveling at 45 miles per hour and the other at 53 miles per hour. How many hours before the two cars pass each other? So here, what you want to do is you want to pull out necessary information that lets you know how to form an equation to solve for your variable, which here is how many hours. So that's what we're focusing on solving. We want to look for how many hours it takes for a car traveling at 45 miles an hour south to pass a car traveling 53 miles per hour north. So one thing I like to do in word problems is I like to solve them by first writing a diagram that displays what exactly the problem is trying to convey to me. So here there's a distance where you have one friend who is north and one friend who is south. They are traveling to a common place in opposite directions. So let's say that the north friend is traveling at 53 miles per hour and the south friend is traveling at 45 miles per hour. Of course, traveling north and the north friend traveling south. So here you're solving for a time because they're asking for hours. So what they give you is a total distance of 1,029 miles. As indicated here. So that's the total distance of this stretch from the north friend to the south friend. So now you know that friend 1 is traveling at 45 miles per hour. So this is a velocity. This is friend 1. And friend 2 is traveling at a velocity of 53 miles per hour. So what you want to start to notice here now is that you have a velocity, you're solving for a time, you have a distance. So now you're into physics. So you know you have your equation where velocity equals distance divided by time. Or manipulated, the equation is distance is equal to velocity times time. So you have two velocities operating on the same independent time variable. So I would set up my equation to say the distance traveled, the total distance traveled, is equal to the distance of friend 1 traveling plus the distance of friend 2 traveling. Now you may be asking, where did I get the the distance of friend 1 and the distance of friend 2. Because you are given a velocity and you're solving for a time, and the total amount of distance that they will be traveling will be the 1,029 miles, because it will be a point in which they meet. So their distances equal the total distance, which is 129, or 1,029 miles, I'm sorry. So now you do a plug and chug, where you say, we'll take it one step further actually. We'll say D1 is equal to V1, the velocity of friend 1, times time, plus V2 times time, the velocity of friend 2. And because both are operating on the same independent time variable, the times are equal, so you now have the equation, the quantity of velocity 1 plus velocity 2 times time. Okay, so you may be asking how I did that. Well, because this is a multiplicity factor, this is a multiplicity rule where you remove the common variable or the common coefficient. So now we have to do a plug and chug, or we can continue, we can take it one step further with the variable manipulation, just to not complicate it so our numbers aren't involved yet. So now we have the distance total, and we do an inverse operation here. So now we have all the numbers we need to solve for our variable time. We have our total distance, which we defined as 1,029. We have our V1, which is 45. And we have our V2, which is 53. So we drop here and we say 1,029 miles divided by 45 miles per hour plus 53 miles per hour. Equals the time. So this is calculator work, and your final answer for time is 10.5 hours. So the key things you wanted to notice in this problem in terms of your math language is you wanted to notice that you were solving for time. You were given a distance, and you were given a velocity. And these are things that were implied, but these are things that you have to get to know when you're doing math, as this is the crossover between mathematics and the English language. So thank you guys today for tuning into the math script. If you have any problems that you wish for me to put onto the math script or solve for you, or examples or topics that you'd like for me to discuss, please post them in the comments on the page, or inbox the messenger, and I'll get back with you guys, or your problem may appear here on the math script. So thank you guys, and aim high.